Good morning, and thank you for joining me on yet another video. Today, as you can see on this sign, I'm at the Backbone Trail at Backbone State Park in northeast Iowa. I'm gonna get some miles in, conditioned for a hike I hope to do yet this year, and get some exercise today. So join me on this hike here at Backbone State Park on the Backbone Trail. We'll take a look at this first overlook. It's mid-August and everything is well grown over. And what you can see there, you can tell the Maquoketa River is high. We've had a lot of rain, and coming over here I noticed some storm damage from last week. We'll follow this trail down here a ways. If I can do this without breaking my neck. It's a little bit on the greasy side. I don't think I'm gonna follow this one all the way down. Ooh, bugs are out. The biting bugs. Anyway, let's keep going. This is a fun trail that I haven't done for a while. You got some narrow spots and then it takes you for a hike in the woods, if I remember correctly. I guess I'll find out. This trail is one where you want to be careful. There have been people seriously hurt, and if I remember correctly, there have been people injured from falls on this trail. I think they fell off, but I don't know. But just look at the terrain. It's a good conditioning hike for other trails. But you want to be careful. But it sure is nice to look at. This is a nice view. I just really need to be careful because it's slippery. And I tend to be gravity challenged. Look at that view. Imagine what this will look like in a couple of months. We'll take a look at this trail off to the right. Do we have damage, or is that, yeah, I just got some dead branches. Again, another spot that's gonna look gorgeous in a couple of months. This is relatively close, and I seem to forget to come here often enough. Look at the view. Definitely have higher water down there, that's for sure. With more rain coming. In fact, I'm hoping to get out of here today before it rains. And certainly more rain is forecast for tomorrow. And then we've got the cracks and crevices here. Do a little step over. I don't want to be one of the statistics for getting hurt up here. I like these little harebell plants. I think they're harebells. These little blue ones. They're so pretty. Boy, did I find a lot to shoot at this little stop. Wow. It's so pretty. I really need to be careful that I don't fall. If you're wondering, I was in southern or southeast Missouri last week with a group of guys, and I was the only one to go down. I didn't hurt anything, but could have. And I don't like that idea. Isn't this something? And people think Iowa's flat. I can tell already this video might appear fragmented because I'm stopping for photos and then I'm moving on, and stopping and moving on. There are so many picture opportunities here. Just look at this. So please bear with me. I'm trying to give you an accurate representation of the Backbone Trail, but it's challenging. There's just so many things to see. A person makes a few steps forward and then you pause and look back and it's like, wow. I think what makes this different is this is the first time I've done this hike early in the morning. And certainly when I've not seen anybody else out here. That makes it special. That makes it unique. Just look at that view. Isn't that gorgeous? These old trees have certainly seen some weather. And there's the crack that I might try to navigate through. I don't know. We'll see. This is the left side around the groove, or I don't know what it's called, where you go down below. And I don't know if I've ever taken this. I think I've always gone down below. So I'm gonna walk this to the end and then I'll come back and walk the other part, the down below. Then I've been the right, the left, and the center. Gotta take a look here. You need to be very cautious on these edges, as it wouldn't take much to step off and drop a long ways down. And I don't think you want to do that. I really don't know. Let's see where this is gonna bring me out compared to down below. But I'll find out. I just don't remember from the other times when I've been here. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's sure a lot of turkey vultures circling. So I'm gonna head back to where you go down into the rocks, between the rocks, and I'll have the camera running when I do that. So I'm gonna head back that way. This is the same trail, just walking back. It looks entirely different. And it really looks extra pretty when it's early in the morning and the light is nice and not so harsh. Okay, let's go down. I think this is the way. I hope this is the way. And I believe it is the way. It's going to get quite narrow here. And I don't know with this camera backpack on don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And I feel like my feet have no traction. I suppose there's always the option of getting wedged. Let somebody find me. And maybe I'm not going any further. I'm not a young kid anymore. There are times to know your limits, and I think I've hit mine. So to my wife, notice I'm stopping before I get hurt. I do think I've done this before though, all the way to the end. Alright, I'll shoot a few photos and go back up, and we'll get back on that other trail and do some hiking. This millipede is the sign of a healthy environment. It's a big one. Good thing it doesn't get bad knees. I'm back up on top, heading on the trail. And I can tell that the light is changing now. It's burned through the rain clouds. It's gonna look a little more typical, a little more harsh, which is okay, but I like the moodiness. That's all right. I haven't really gone all that far on the trail either, for those who are familiar with it. I get distracted easily when there's photo opportunities. Scenery or millipedes or who knows what. Look at all these fungi. Wow. There's a bunch of them. You know what that means. Time for pictures. My family sometimes finds it a little bit challenging to go on hikes with me, since I'm easily distracted and stop so often. I don't go anywhere far, or I don't go anywhere fast. I go, but not fast. You know what though? Tell me what there is to rush through in life. Life is short, life is fleeting. I'd just as soon enjoy what I've got around me. And this is something really nice. If my memory is correct, we're now heading into the timber part of this trail. And again, if my memory is correct, it's a loop. I could be wrong, but I think that's what this does. It's been a couple of years since I've been out here this far. The last few times I've been to Backbone State Park, it's been to go trout fishing, which I may do that today too, since I'm here. As we come off of this smaller trail, we're going to the bigger trail, which I'm pretty certain is that loop trail. So I'll do that quick. I'm soaked with sweat and it's warm, but it's still a good hike with plenty of photos, I hope. I'll know when I get home and look on the computer. This is an easy trail to walk, that's for sure. Up ahead and to the right, I see a couple of deer. Looks like a doe and a fawn. Or a couple of fawns, I can't tell. I don't know if hunting is allowed here. I'm guessing not, but I don't know. But they're still taking off, not really fast. I'm sure the GoPro didn't really capture them since it has such a wide angle of view. Boy, in the woods here, you don't want to stop for very long. Skeeters will get you. Look at these rock formations. Isn't that interesting? I'm sure I've seen them before, but it's always fun to see them again. I noticed something interesting on this dead tree. Look up this tree all the way to the top. There's this white fungus growing on it. So I don't know how that happens, that one tree. The entire tree can be taken over, but it does. So was it dormant inside the tree as it was growing? Did it all land on it, the spores, or how does that work? And I don't know. Oh, there's another interesting fungus. I'm gonna cut through the woods here a little bit and get a closer look at it. I haven't a clue if I already have pictures of it, but I know I'm going to get pictures today. This entire tree is covered in it. I think I'm going to have to start moving a little faster here in the woods. The mosquitoes have found me, and I think my sweat just makes that blood easier to gulp down. It's warm and it's really humid, and the bugs are ugly. I didn't notice them on the rocks, but boy, here in the timber it's not pleasant. So I'm gonna move a little faster. I do believe I'm on the section of this trail that causes it to go out one direction. Think of a rectangle or a triangle. I've done one angle, now I'm doing the other one, and pretty soon this will turn back to the rocks, I think. But I'll tell you what, last week in southeast Missouri, we didn't have mosquitoes, but we had horseflies, and those horseflies were as big as small birds, and you knew when you got bit. But these mosquitoes, wow, there's a lot of them, and I think they're tag teaming. It doesn't matter how fast I move, I'm being attacked. I'm being assaulted. That's all right, I'll keep going. All right, here I am on the part of the trail that I think begins the turn back. I'm not seeing too many tracks here either. I don't think it's getting used this time of year like it often does. Appears to me some kids have made a fort. Went to a lot of work. Not quite weatherproof, but pretty close. I don't know if I'll stop, but look at this tree ahead of me. We've got one species of fungus at the low end, and then as you go up, there's golden oysters. Well, that's interesting. And the hike continues on. I think there's tall bellflowers. I believe that's what the blue ones are along here. They're really pretty. Really an interesting blossom. But then I don't know too many blossoms that aren't pretty and aren't interesting. I do like my wildflowers and my fungus. I see another tree with quite a few fungi growing on it. I wonder what these are. Oh, these are pretty. Interesting. Oh, the bugs. I gotta keep moving. It really Feels like the trail's going up, and I'm heading out of the timber and towards the rocks again, as I expected, which is welcome. And looking at that river, I don't know if I'm gonna trout fish, because I'll bet the streams are high too. I don't want to fish in mud, muddy water. I'll see. I'm not sure, but this looks like where it joins up. Look at this tree though. Hollowed out all the way to the top. I think it's an old pine tree. And yes, I am back to the trail. I made it. Just a quart low on blood, but I made it. So I think this time I'll take the left side. Guess it doesn't matter, it's all one trail. And look at how, with the light being higher, look at how much different it looks now on this trail. I'm glad I got here early. And there were overcast skies. Really made a difference in the light. What was rocky going out is rocky going back. Person's got to be careful so you don't twist an ankle. And these rocks, even though they're thousands of years old, are really polished from weather and people and years of exposure. In other words, they're slippery. Just need to be careful. You'll be fine if you're careful. And just like that, I think I'm through the rocky area. The rockiest area, anyway. And there it is. I can see through the trees. The parking lot. This was a good hike. I am soaked. I am itching, but I am thrilled it was a good hike. So rather than record this closing in front of everybody else, I'll do it out here. If you're looking for an interesting hike, a really pretty hike, this Backbone Trail is gorgeous, as you can see. Just consider your time of when you actually do the timber part, because it's a lot of bugs, but it's really pretty. If you like these kind of videos, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, subscribe if you would, and I do thank you for watching.